As we've discussed, the political turmoil and even the violence are connected to the economic situation in Europe, no doubt. And that situation seems to be deteriorating. The euro fell to a 9-year low against the dollar this past week. And many people put the blame on austerity measures, saying they depress spending as well as growth. Well, Giacomo Sanatangelo is an economist from Fordham University. Professor, I got to ask you, it's the economic situation. We've been talking about this for quite some time. It seems to be on a downward spiral in Europe.
Well, I mean, that is the fear that all of Europe has right now, specifically Spain and Greece. On top of everyone else, but I think everyone is concerned that falling oil prices, a weakening euro is going to eventually lead to lower wages, lower output, lower profit, lower wages, lower output, and deflation.
What new things are in play right now in this chess game, new pieces of this puzzle that are making things the way they are, in your opinion?
Well, the interesting thing is that nothing is new at play in the European situation. The European Union itself is and always has been a tremendous political idea. As far as an economic idea is concerned, not so good. Giving up your ability to control your own currency, by actually giving up your currency, ultimately will benefit some countries over others.
Well, why did they succumb or fall to this? Or maybe those are too strong of words. Why did these countries agree to this?
Because, again, it is a politically driven entity, the European Union. And when you look at things, monetary policy, controlling your currency to benefit and to prevent recession in Spain, when France may be doing very well, and to devalue the currency will hurt France, the European Central Bank, the IMF, the European Commission has to choose, well, who are we going to benefit, Spain or France?
Sure, okay, well, we've got something else in the mix here. Of course, we're talking about industrialized nations primarily, and of course, dropping oil prices, I'm sure, is not helping things any for these countries.
If you, for example, the European Union is responsible for roughly 2.4% of the oil production on Earth, whereas you see nations like Russia and Saudi Arabia upwards of 14%. So it is still an issue for them. But if you're not in the oil-producing business, for example, the dairy business, in order to produce milk, you need energy to run the machines, to transport. The plastic is an oil product. So it's going to be cheaper to use the energy in order to produce these things.
Okay, so it's a trickle-down theory in effect that we're seeing over here in Europe. Of course, Greece was the tempest in the teapot they're in the forefront here, but we've also got other countries that are at stake as well that are facing dire consequences. Portugal, Italy, as well as Spain.
Well, all of the countries of Europe, when given the opportunity to vote out those people who are upsetting them with regard to staying with the euro, European elections, we're seeing the moving from a more liberal-minded to a more conservative nationalist movement in every single country of the European Union, and that is quite distressing because they will elect more nationalistic parties and then they just vote them back in.
Okay, so I got to ask you a question lastly on this situation. The U.S. economy, the dollar is strong right now. Yes. How is that affecting all things? We're doing well over here.
Well, we're doing very well, and that will obviously benefit exporting firms in Europe. We're going to get more champagne. We're going to get more fancy Italian and German automobiles. But if you're not in those industries in Europe, you're not going to benefit so much. They will benefit from tourism. They will benefit from export. But our goods are going to be more expensive over there.
All right, Giacomo Sanatangelo, thank you so much for joining us.
That was very nice.
I don't know if this is all good news to hear, but nevertheless, it's news and insight anyway.
Yes.
Thank you.